So MotoGP 26 was released a few days ago, and I jumped straight in to try it, and the big question is, has it actually improved, or is it just another yearly release? Here's my review after 3 days of playing. Let's start with what's new. There are several new features, such as the addition of production bikes, which include World Superbike machines. There's also an update to career mode where you can now use real riders. On top of that, they've added press conferences and a paddock environment in career mode. After introducing transfers in 2024 and concessions in 2025, this feels like a step towards making the career experience more immersive. Some features from previous games also return, like dynamic weather, flag-to-flag, AI penalties, and long lap penalties. There's also a new circuit called Canterbury Park. Now let's talk about gameplay, because this is where things really change. MotoGP 26 introduces a new physics system with rider-based handling. Instead of directly controlling the front tire, your inputs now influence the rider's body movement, which makes the bike feel more natural and immersive. However, this also makes the game harder, especially under braking. In previous titles, you could brake at 100% without worrying too much about losing the front. But here, you actually need to be careful, and I had to take some time to adapt after playing MotoGP 24 for so long. It even starts to feel a bit similar to GP bikes in that sense, where precision really matters. The AI has also improved in some ways. They're no longer as rigid as before, you can make contact with other riders, and they will actually crash. This makes races feel a bit more dynamic and less scripted. Now, while career mode has some nice additions, it's not perfect. It's no longer just the standard career mode where you create your own rider. There's now a new feature called Pro Career Mode, which allows you to start your career as real riders like Marc Marquez or Toprak Razgatlioglu. However, even with this feature, the system still feels similar to the regular career mode, where you mainly receive offers from lower-tier teams rather than the rider's actual team. The rating system also feels more like a gimmick. Looking at the database, the AI still seems to rely on older performance systems rather than fully using the ratings. It might only exist for the open card feature, but honestly, it's not very clear what the purpose is. There are also some smaller details worth mentioning. One thing I really like is the inclusion of the Gulf livery from Trackhouse Racing. As far as I remember, this is the first time Milestone has included a special livery like this in a MotoGP game. However, not everything is up to date. The Goiânia circuit doesn't match the real-life version, e-curbs, sponsor boards, and runoff areas are outdated. And considering they didn't update Mandalika either, I don't expect this to change anytime soon. There are also small but noticeable issues, like the KYT helmet still looking too small, which has been a problem for years. For rider customization, it's pretty much the same as last year. There are only 3 suit options available, even though brands like Revit and Kushitani actually exist in the game files but are disabled, which is why you can't use them in-game. It also seems like the custom number feature has been removed. The number designs are now pre-made, so you can only change the font, number, pattern, and colors. That said, at least the number size on the bike no longer looks too small like it did in previous games. So it's a trade-off, less freedom, but a better visual result. That said, Milestone has brought back the stickers feature, which hasn't been seen since around MotoGP 19 or 20. Now, without needing to download mods, you can create your own helmet designs using sponsor stickers made by other players, which is a really nice addition. As for helmets, brands like HJC and Scorpion are locked behind DLC, so if you want to use them, you'll need to purchase additional content. Another issue is with production bikes, you can't freely choose any bike on any circuit. For example, some bikes are restricted from certain tracks, which feels unnecessary. Another thing worth mentioning is the physics. They feel quite similar to Ride 6, the bikes feel heavier and less aggressive, which actually makes them easier to control in some situations. Because of that, they're still enjoyable to ride, even if the feature itself feels a bit limited overall. I can definitely see people creating custom liveries for production bikes, which could make this feature more interesting over time. There's something else worth mentioning about the overall content. Moto 2 and Moto 3 are handled the same way as previous games, they'll be updated separately. At launch, they're still using 2025 content, even though the lineup is already for 2026. Some riders are even using plain white helmets and placeholder text on their suit patches. Now let's talk about the biggest problem: bugs. One bug I encountered was while playing at Mandalika, where multiple riders crashed at turn 10, immediately triggering a red flag. Situations like this make the game feel unstable. There are also visual and animation issues, especially in Moto 3. The rider's arms look unusually long, and the riding style feels a bit off. In fact, it looks almost identical to the MotoGP class. On corner exit, the riders still lean their bodies to balance the bike, whereas in real Moto 3 races, riders usually tuck back in much quicker once they exit the corner and get onto the straight. Overall, the game feels more like a beta version rather than a fully polished release. The pit start option also has a problem. Tires remain cold for too long and don't heat up properly. The only workaround is doing a burnout or using flying start instead, which behaves normally. For me, this isn't a major issue since I rarely use pit start, but it could definitely be frustrating for others. One thing that stood out to me is the wet conditions. During flag-to-flag situations, the physics don't feel that different compared to dry conditions. The only noticeable change is when the tires are cold. After that, grip and behavior feel very similar. In one race, it started raining from lap 2, yet I was still consistently doing 1:48 lap times. So the wet physics don't really force you to adapt as much as you'd expect. Overall, the game feels more like a beta version rather than a fully polished release. These are the kind of issues that should have been fixed before launch. Before wrapping up, here's a quick summary. The new physics system feels more realistic and rewarding once you get used to it. Career mode has more depth with features like Pro Career and press conferences. Nice additions like the Gulf livery from Trackhouse Racing and the return of the sticker customization system. AI feels more dynamic, especially with more natural crashes. The game still has quite a few bugs and feels unpolished. Moto 2 and Moto 3 content is incomplete at launch. Some systems, like the rating feature, feel unnecessary or underused. Track updates and small details are still outdated. Certain restrictions, especially with production bikes. I'd say it's worth it, but only if you're willing to wait for updates, especially for Moto 2, Moto 3, and bug fixes. There's definitely potential here. The new physics and career features could make this one of the best MotoGP games, but right now, it feels like a rushed release that still needs work. So yeah, I think that's about it for my review after 2 days of playing MotoGP 26. Overall, the game definitely has potential, but it still needs quite a bit of work before it really feels complete. And if you want to play MotoGP 26 but your device isn't quite up to it, don't worry, my friend and I are currently working on a 2026 mod for MotoGP 24. Feel free to join my Discord for updates and more information, the link will be in the description.